How was education for your family? What was, since you said your mother was
Yeah, she a doctor.
She a doctor.
A doctor of nursing practice.
And your father came over for because he was a
pharmacist.
A pharmacist. So hell, he the pill guy. I mean, but as you change and move on, I'm just saying, how's the educational level for you growing up in your household, being an immigrant? Well, you being a second generation immigrant, and they put that. What was it like that? Put that stipulation on you.
Well, I think growing up, bro, you just understand. For me, freedom was always my thing. So I knew if I wanted to play football, it wasn't no football if I didn't have the grades. If I wanted to be outside and I wanted my mom, who needed me, to also kind of just be easy and let me do my thing, it was like, okay, let me be responsible and do what I'm supposed to do, so she can leave me alone. Bro, I tell you, I never had a curfew. I never had a curfew. But
me neither.
I never had a curfew because, for one, fool, I need you to get this from the store. I need you to go over here and get this, get that. But when I was 15, my mom...
You was basically leading the house.
You feel me? When I was 15, my mom gave me the keys and was like, hey, just be safe. Be responsible.
Well, nigga, I gotta give you that one. Bro, I ain't had no curfew when my homes
I get cussed out for coming in late, but it was just still...
I still could move how I move because at the same time, I feel you on that. So we're here on this one because I've basically been leading my house since I was about 15.
And a lot of it, and
it's sad to say, but
thankfully I had a mom who didn't stress the money part. She stressed the education part. So my mom, it wasn't like you got to go get a job. She was like, you got to go to school.
Right.
You got to go to school. So
for higher education,
because her thing is with a terminal degree. My mama was getting her doctorate when I was graduating with my master's.
What?
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I think about having a mama, you really can't say shit to. My mama one of the smartest black women I know. So when it comes to nursing, anything, higher education, my mother is tenured professor. She cream of the crop, but we stay in Riverdale, nigga. We in the hood. So it's a certain dynamic with her to where it's like,
bro, we got a kindred spirits on this. I ain't saying my mama had that degree, but she worked for the government, but we still stayed in the project.
You see what I'm saying? So
everybody thought we was rich.
So there's a level of, like, even while I give and share, my niggas used to come to my house and get dressed in the morning. So my mom, growing up with that standard, it was like, even now, like, I'm gonna get my doctorate at some point, but I gotta get certain things together.
Accustomed to it.
Facts. And I think about the education piece is so important, just simply because it's knowledge, man. Like, the more I realized what I didn't know, the more I realized how much I had to go, and I wasn't rushing. Like, as I got older, as I'm getting older now, my birthday on Friday, I'll be 34, shout out to Leo's and shit. You know what I'm saying? Leo gang.
I dated Leo, my guy, headache. I love that woman to death. We're married, but
little firecracker.
But she's a headache, man. And I'm a Cancer, so we clash. We clash.
Look, my baby mama Cancer.
Okay. You know how that shit goes, but
fire and water, man.
I would say this, man. What made you want to participate in HBCU?
Man, so, it's wild you say that, bro. Like, growing, again, the goal was the NFL. So, being that, that was the goal, I was one of the top linebackers in the state coming out in 06, but again, I'm 5'9".
So you're a little bit kind of small on that road.
So early on, I remember I had a recruiter from Coach Bama tell me, he said, you got one of the best films I done seen. I can't sell you to my head coach, though. He told me to my face. And I said, well, God.
How did that make you feel?
At 16, 17, bro, it really changes how you move, because at that time, I was already doing shit on my own anyway. I was going to my own camps. I was taking myself to the
So you took the initiative.
Oh yeah, cause nigga, I had to get the fuck out. We on the south side. At that time, ain't nobody getting up. But think about it. This is 04. This is before niggas really getting money like that.
Right. This is before the BMF. BMF just
This is when it was just just street shit. This is when niggas was just shooting niggas up. It was just that type of shit, right? So at that time, we ducking the street shit so we can go leave and go get some money. We wasn't seeing that with our big bros. Niggas was fighting over hoes and shit in the street still. You see what I'm saying?
They still do that to this day.
But understand though, you know what I'm saying? So to really think about my mentality at 16, 17, where I'm balancing that, but I'm an honor student and shit, I'm like, bro, I got to go. So at the end of it, it was schools like the D1 schools, it was like Marshall, Jacksonville State, and it was A&M. Marshall, I wanted to go there, then Division I school. The weekend I was coming to visit here, they had 3 linebackers commit.
Right.
The coach called me and said, "Hey man, you know, we want to know. You want to come up here? Like, you gonna commit to us?" I said, "Coach, I want to take this visit first." He said, "Well, I need you to commit this weekend because if you don't this weekend, then we got to pull your scholarship off." I said, "Well, shit, coach."
Well, I'm there. I'm on the way.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what it was. I was like, bro, I can't commit because I got to go see this school. I got to go see A&M. And that's what I did. And I fell in love with this shit.
You fell in love with it. Okay, then. So what was your minor and your major?
So yeah, man, I ended up coming to school, didn't know what I was gonna do. My mama in the, healthcare, I'm like, I'm gonna be in sports therapy, physical. I just said sports therapy, sports medicine because I'm like, shit, that sound right. Man, I ain't fucking with blood. I ain't doing none of that shit. So I get to school, I'm shopping around. I go to the Dawson building. That's a school of agriculture. So I find this thing. I'm like, urban planning. I'm like, what the fuck is urban planning? I've never heard of it before in my life. Right, nobody talks about this.
This your minor?
This is my major.
This your major, okay.
So urban planning essentially is the study of how communities are built, like how they shape from housing to real estate.
So basically, like how the economy is built in certain areas.
So basically, how we plan for the building and development of Huntsville. Basically, those 30-year plans, urban planners are the ones that take the data, the socioeconomic data, the physical land data, everything, put it together, and basically estimate or vision set around what a place is gonna look like, what's gonna be the best for the city, economically, physically, just.
So they have like like I said, they have like quarterly plans of how this city will get shaped.
Yearly plans, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So thinking about it in that way, it really struck me. Again, like I said, coming from the South Side, my mama's a professor, my mama a professor, my daddy a doctor. Urban planning taught me how your environment impacts your internal self. Your nature, we could learn this thing called nature versus nurture. So nurture being the things that intrinsically are you, your DNA, your folk, where you come from. Your nature though, being your environment. So you could put some two sets, you could take twins, right? Split them up at birth. It's been studies done where you put one twin with a rich, affluent, wealthy family, he's taken care of. You put the other twin in the hood and you put them in, in a rough environment. The rich twin may grow up and you mess around and find that the rich twin actually grows up to be a deviant.
Yeah, most definitely. Because it's sport now.
Because of something, right? And you mess around and find that the twin grows up
have more character.
To be, you know what I'm saying? So when we study and we understand, especially with black people, we talk about the history of us in this country. Urban planning and the way that the Cricket Room and white folks set it up was redlining. So you say,
I know about redlining. I'm from LA, so I know exactly about redlining.
Gentrification. We talk about these things, but to understand it's very
and redline's going on the city right now.
Absolutely. So the intentionality behind how we are lived, how people push us to places, how we develop certain characteristics in our community, that shit stuck with me because again, I got multiple communities. I got the village back home. I got Riverdale, and now I'm in Huntsville. All these different types of black people in different places, but we all got commonality. So when I came to school and found that, I'm like, I loved it. Ended up minoring in construction management, but this is how I got to what I'm doing now. After football was over with.
No. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's slow it down a little bit.
I got you.
Let's slow it down a little. Let's get into some fun shit now. Let's get into some fun shit. How was the yard? How was the yard? Because I mean I didn't go to Alabama A&M.
Yeah.
But I heard about this goddamn yard. Man. Now, I might have drove by and scooped a couple of women out of there. But let's talk about this yard.
Bruh. And I be chill now. If anybody that was in Huntsville, Alabama, A&M between 2008, about like 2006 to like 2011, 12, they'll tell you, especially like 08 to 2011 to 2012, we had the yard so lit, bro. And when I say the lit, it was the culture of being on campus. Now, a lot of folk, they stay off the yard, their apartment, shit like that. Back then, I'm a scholarship.
This is like you talking about.
This 08, 09.
I know, but you talking about as of now. You talking about post COVID.
We're talking about current. We're talking about when I was in school. We're talking about like
way pre.
Yeah, way pre-COVID. We talking about 06, 04. This is.
All right, what music was popping at this time? So
man.
Give these people, take people back. Put a vision out.
Mind you,
what was going on at that time?
So it's sophomore year. Think Barack Obama being elected, your first black president. Think the quad on campus, full of black bodies singing, "My president is black, my Lambo blue." I'm talking about when I say that shit, the whole campus on that beat lit. I'm talking about like that type of shit. Like when I say we really used to be on the yard kicking shit heavy. Like Jeezy, heavy rich kid, Travis Porter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was in them days when we was still really having parties and having fun.
Right.
Back in the day, man, like especially with fraternities, like we would rival the club. Like if we was throwing a party, like the clubs would be like, damn, we know we gotta battle with the Qs this weekend.
Right.
So it was one of them type of vibes where we knew we could really get the whole yard to come out and have fun with us. And it was love, like. There's a group, you know what I'm saying, the VBB, Voluptuous, I think, Big Beauties on campus. And when the founder, right?
Voluptuous Big Beauty.
Look, he smiled, he knows exactly. Look, cameraman,
that's my cameraman, I know about it. The cameraman know about that.
Right?
They know about that.
Look, one of the founders, my girl, man, Cookie, like, she would always say it publicly, like, I would always give her love and give them love and be like, you so beautiful, you gorgeous, like, every time. But this is before, you know, big women was a thing. This is before,
right. This was big titties and small.
You know what I'm saying? This was just when, like, but it's like, nah, we love black women, all black women, all shapes, all sizes. Like, you get that from me. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get that verbal love and appreciation and affection from me. And
I remember a time when it was kind of like that.
Dog, but see, it wasn't. See, like I said before, people understand back in the day, I used to get joked on for doing that type of shit. Like, by my partners, like, you fuck with the big girls. I'm like, yes, I do. My mama a big woman. Hell, you talking about? You see what I'm saying? But it's that type of shit to where it's like, we got to get back to the realities of loving us. Like, we was on campus fucking with each other back then. That's my whole point. Like, the yard, we was really fucking with each other.
Let's keep it 100 in reality at this point. It's kind of hard to do that right now because of social media.
Absolutely.
If social media wasn't so strong the way it was, I have to it's like this. I have to outdo you to outdo you.
You feel me? It's always for sure.
Yeah.